Hey everybody, me again. So yeah, I actually made this video just after I made the last video, except for this time I look more human. Well, I would if the lighting was better. But basically I kind of wanted to go into some more details about some certain things, and I wanted to point out a few more things. I did a lot about the healthy lifestyle of yourself, like the food you eat and the exercise. My last video was what I was talking about mostly. I wanted to get into some healthy living choices as well. Like better for the environment choices and better for your health still, and your kids' health if you're a parent. I'm actually, oh, hey, look at that, it's much better. I'm actually probably going to go into that a little bit. I have a lot of friends who are actually parents, and some things are kind of shocking, actually. I want to go into depression some more because it is a very big deal. A lot of people suffer from depression, and it can be very hard to handle. Also, slavery, modern day slavery. Everybody hates this topic. It is probably what I'm going to go into first, actually. It is not gone. There's actually a website, I'm going to post a link somewhere, slavefootprint.org, and it shows you how many slaves have been in contact with what you own. And it's actually really sad. It's really eye-opening though. It's a big problem in the world. It's not just in Africa, or there's a lot in the US too. A lot of slaves actually coming into the US that are being exported in and out of the US. It is a problem here and in Europe and in China and just everywhere. Asia. It's a worldwide problem, and it's one that a lot of people don't think about because, we think, oh, that's in the past. And especially when we read history books, we say, oh, if this is happening now, I would totally step out and fight against it. But I think the real question is will we really do that? Because it is happening, and a lot of the times people just choose to ignore it. We all know about child slavery because it is probably one of the biggest things on every single channel, but we know more about it in the Middle East countries or in Africa, which I'm actually not sure if that's considered Middle East or not. I think some parts of it are, but anyway, it's everywhere, and it is a serious problem. Here in Colorado, a sex slavering was actually busted a few years back, and it is a serious problem, and it's sad and it's horrible, and I just hope to maybe bring some more, show you some more, bring some more light to it, just kind of show you more, tell you more about it, and maybe people will be more conscious about that. But basically, there's nothing you own that hasn't at one point or the other had some sort of slavery associated with it. It's really creepy. That website will show you, and it's sad and it's depressing and it's horrible, but I think it's important for all of us to really understand that and really, oh, I hate these glasses, really work towards trying to make a difference in that area. Every little thing you do can really help with anything. A lot of people don't realize that, but it's proven that the smallest thing can really change something. It's like when somebody says something nice to you and it makes your entire day. It's the same effect, it's just on a larger scale. So I hope to bring some light to that situation. The majority are women and children. That is true for most of it. But there's also men, and it can be very bad. I mean, slavery is bad in the first place, but just some things are horrible, and horrible things happen to these people, and I know that we all value our freedom, so that's something we should maybe work towards for others. I just wanted to bring that up because that is very important to me. Rights are important to me, things like that are very important to me, people have the right to live and be free, and it's something I truly believe in. I'm not a very political person. I don't really go into politics all that much. I'm pretty much a stay out of the way kind of person, but there's certain things that really I believe need help to be changed. And I know people who say, oh, we're not going to make any difference, but there's so much difference we can make just by letting people know that it's out there. And yeah, so that website I really suggest you go to. It's very emotional. It gives you the quiz and you go through and try to be honest, because it's depressing, but I think it's important for us to realize just how much slavery actually impacts our everyday life. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to go over that really quick. It's something I felt needed to be brought up. It's not brought up a lot, and I feel like it should be. So yeah, there's that. Next I want to go to is environmental things. I know everybody has their different opinion on global warming, and everybody has a different opinion on the environment, and I don't want to push any buttons. But it is an issue. There's some scientific evidence. There's scientific evidence for a lot of things, but there's climate is important. Water is important. There's only so much water, and that actually brings me into overpopulation, which I still have no idea how people should control that, but it actually is a problem because everybody loves children. But there's only so much resources we have, and the way we treat our environment, there's no way we can really, after a while, everything's going to burn out. It might take 100 years, might take a few thousand, but it eventually will happen. And, might as well catch the problem. There's a lot of pollution, even in some European countries. It's extremely bad. But even in America, there's some things we do that are just not very good. There's factories. We all know about the factories, but I'm talking about things you can do too. Just try to, recycle things. Everybody's heard that. Recycle things, reuse your clothes, donate what you can. Don't just throw stuff away. Nobody likes landfills, right? Too much. Landfills actually have a pollution property, not just a land property. It can be really bad. It can cause some chemical spill, and that's just not good. Which fossil fuels, really bad for the environment, creates a reaction with the greenhouse gases that causes less of the, wow, I just read this. Well, it's a chemical basically that helps absorb the sun rays and then it splits, and then and as the sun ray hits that, it splits again, and it's what keeps the sun's radiation from burning us alive. But that fossil fuels and a lot of things that are in hairsprays and some perfumes, and that damages those chemicals, and in a large portion all over the world. It makes those chemicals start to dissipate, which is bad. We want those chemicals. Those chemicals are good to keep us alive. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that really quick. There's things you can do, like to live more naturally, solar panels, always a good thing. The production of solar panels, though, that can cause some pollution on its own, but, you want to save energy, try to be green with your energy. Sorry, losing my voice. Other things are cloth diapers for parents. This is it can be a very controversial issue. I think it depends on the person or the group or, whatever. But the production of plastic diapers or paper diapers or whatever they're made out of is actually really harmful to the air. It is really bad. And then there's traces of chemicals in those diapers that are cancerous. And even though there's in such a small amount in each diaper that, the FDA is like, oh, FDA, is that right? No, I think that's food. But the government's like, oh, that's good. Nobody's going to get hurt. But 2,000 diapers later, it can cause some problems. So I suggest cloth diapers to any parent out there. There can be a bit more work, but they're actually and they're expensive at first, but they actually save a lot of money and they're better for the environment. So that's my take on that. Everybody has their own reasons for that, but my take on that is that water. So much people. There's so many different things about water that are just controversial. Water saving, we only have so much fresh water in the world, but polluting our water, it can be kind of bad, obviously. But in your own home, there's things you can do to try to save as much water, shut off faucets, things like that. Try to get filters. I don't know. Keep those gross chemicals out. There's actually these new recycling systems that recycle toilet water. I'm not quite sure how I feel about those. I get the idea, and the idea is cool, I guess, but I think we all have our own issues with the possibilities if the actual filtering system doesn't work too well. Electricity. Electricity. There's so many debates on how to have better energy and just overall better, instead of using all these fuels, and cheaper, better for the environment. Speak simple. I can see where that can be a problem. Like I said, the solar panels, but I'm not sure how this production of those work. But energy is such a widely used thing. It is electricity. We all use it, most of us, I guess. But there's so many different things. There's so many different theories about electricity and the harm it can do. And basically, I feel just go try to conserve energy as much as you can, and just try to be conscious of some of the effects that some people think there might be. Cell phones have a controversial research going on right now. There's some research that suggests that the radio waves can actually be pretty bad for your brain, but there's other research that says it doesn't. I don't know which is more accurate. I just suggest people do their research before they get these things, and really, especially around children. That gets me into TV, actually. Under 2 years, no TV. Seriously. It can cause a lot of a lot of learning issues, and that can be very bad, and social issues, and then it gets into, there's the energy thing with TV too. Everybody has their different opinions about that, but it is scientifically proven, under 2 years old, try not to get your kids to watch TV, because it's actually pretty bad for them. Books, everybody loves a good book, right? But so yeah, actually cutting a lot of TV out of your life can really help conserve energy, which is a good thing. We all want to conserve energy, right? Be nice to the world. Right, so that's my little spiel about pretty much being green, I guess. Oh, recycled fabrics are actually, they can make some pretty cool clothes out of those. And I know it can be really expensive being green, but that's why I always suggest just, do what you can. Don't feel bad if you can't just go all out there, but do what you can. And seriously, check out that slavery website. It's very important. Okay, let's get into depression. Depression. It's a serious issue. I don't want to be like all, naggy or anything, but people should really be aware of it and be conscious that it's not always easy. But for those who do have depression, I suggest, even though it's hard, really admitting it to yourself, because we all have that denial. And talk to people. It's hard to talk to people. People are not easy to talk to. It is probably the hardest thing you could ever do is talk to somebody. But it really does help, and it's important, I think, for your body to really go through what you can with the depression. If you're not into medicines, I completely understand that. I personally have to take them. I would rather not take them. But if I don't, I go kind of crazy. There are herbal options. There's exercises. Grounding is one of my favorite. It's just pretty much a form of meditation where you take the negative energy from here and you visualize it going into the ground through your feet. But there's also St. John's wort. But be careful with that because not every company really puts in what they say they do. And you want to make sure that, oops, you don't have anything that might counteract it. And other things too is simple hobbies can really make you feel better. Talking to people, animals, they have the natural endorphins. A little embarrassing, but sexual activity can release those feel good feelings. But not everybody has that option, or is old enough for that option. Wait, but yeah, so that's something. Exercise is good for depression. Nobody really likes to exercise, I guess. It depends. But it is really good for depression. It releases the chemicals in your brain. Oh, I'm going to get into this really quick. Because a lot of people don't really understand what depression is. I've heard a lot of people say it's a choice. What chronic depression is considered is, and most depressions, it's an imbalance in your brains, and the chemicals that make you feel good and cheerful most of the time, they don't connect right. So you have those feel good chemicals, but they're not doing this like they're supposed to. They're not making the difference like they're supposed to. So you have that, and it goes all wonky. So that's what the meds are for. Not everybody wants to take meds, but like I said, there's herbal options, but the meds try to get those chemicals to go on the right track so they meet right. And that's important. It's important for yourself and your family, and it can really affect people. And so it's important to be healthy, to take care of your mind as well as your body. Though taking care of your body can really help your mind. Talking a lot, I am, because I'm Yoda. But sorry, I'm a bit of a spaz. But I get kind of passionate about things, and if I don't make sense or talk too fast, I'm sorry. That's actually part of ADHD, which brings me into back to the foods, actually. Vitamins. There's some vitamins that have been shown linked to premature labor and higher chance of depression, fibromyalgia, ADHD, hearing issues, seeing issues, glasses. But so be careful, because there are some vitamins that are suggested to take by your doctor, especially if you're pregnant, that can actually have some serious side effects that aren't necessarily considered serious side effects to the medical world, if that makes any sense. And for those of you who don't know, which is probably a lot, fibromyalgia is a nerve disorder that causes a lot of pain in the nerves. So the nerves aren't working right, and basically they inflame, and it's like really bad pain all the time. And yeah, so, and there's no cure for that. It's a disease, technically. It's a neurological disease. So you want to be careful with those. And it's actually, most people when they get older have it, but it's also hereditary. And it's also higher the chance of certain vitamins, I can't remember which ones, I don't know why I didn't write that down, but higher the chance of, especially if it's in your bloodline, of receiving that. And wow, this is almost 20 minutes long. Sorry. So that's something to really think about. I want to get into muscle tension again. So there's a lot of research that shows really good nutrition and enough calcium and magnesium in your diet can really help with your muscles, which can create better, I don't know how to say that. Basically, those things in your diet make it harder for your muscles to give out on you. And you want your muscles healthy, because doctors always say it's normal for your muscles to get tense. It's normal. But it's really bad for you to have tense muscles. It pinches your nerves. it's uncomfortable, and if you stress on them too much, or if they're too tense when you do a lot of exercise, it can tear, and that's just not good for you. I mean, pain is not good for you. Basically, if you're exercising and you start to hurt in your lungs or in your legs to the point that is not normal, stop. It it doesn't sound like the best advice because most people say it's different, but you really should stop. You don't want to push yourself too far. Work your way up to the point. Don't start off with a mile run. Work your way there. Otherwise, you're just going to hurt your body, and it can cause permanent damage, and that is bad for you. And the most common injuries, actually running injuries and weightlifting injuries from people not stopping when they should, is back problems, bad legs, like you can twist your ankle a certain way that can cause some serious permanent damage, which is never a good thing. So just be aware of that. I'm trying to help people be healthy here. I was going to give you guys the tea recipes for muscle. Valerian tea is really good for muscle tension. It's one of those teas that you need to drink in moderation, but basically the chemical and the herbal properties of it go through and they help loosen the muscles, which is very good. I'm actually going to explain a spiritual muscle healing technique in a minute. And chamomile. Everybody knows chamomile, right? It's an anti-anxiety tea. It's anti-anxiety. It's anti-inflammatory. It's really good for your body. Stress relief, depression relief. A lot of it can be relief from pain too, if you have a lot of muscle pain. So that's something to really think about, is just look into those types of things, because not everything has to be medicine. And now, the spiritual type of healing that I learned is basically you have whatever part of a person's body hurts, and then you concentrate your hand a few inches above, and you visualize the healthy energy from yourself. So I do it as white light, so I visualize it going through here. I'll do this. Going through here, and then up, and spreading out, and then down as a white light going on, and then I visualize it going through and then loosening the muscles and the pain. And usually the people, it's really hard to do. It requires a lot of concentration, but basically what the people should feel is a warm feeling, and the loosening of tight muscles and pain. I mean, I'm not talking Harry Potter healing here, but it actually does work if you do it right. It's just, I would think of it as a transfer of energies. It's not that much different from applying a heat pad, really. It's just more concentrated. And already have 23 minutes on this, which is probably not a good thing. I'm sorry about my rambling, but I just want to say one more thing. For pet owners, well, okay, two more things. For pet owners, if you're worried about your animals digesting harmful chemicals or GMOs, there are recipes you can do to create your own animal foods, and that is probably your best choice, especially if you can. I mean, there's the healthy brands that are really expensive, but there are ways to create your own animal foods that are good for your animals. So if you want, you can look into that. And if you want me to look into that, I can post a recipe somewhere. But that's important to really think about, because animals are a lot like family. And then this gets me into the next thing. Once again, for parents, especially if babies, mostly babies, creating your own formula. Not formula. Wait, baby food. Baby food. Woo! And, well, breastfeeding is probably better there if you can. But, baby food has so many chemicals in it. It is not even funny. It is like, it's so much chemicals. It's like thousands upon thousands of chemicals. It is crazy. And you can get it without chemicals, obviously, but there's so much preservatives in it to keep it fresh for so long. It can cause, I wouldn't recommend it personally. You wouldn't put that much preservatives into your own body, I hope. So why would you put it in your tiny baby's body? There are some really easy ways to make your own baby food. It is not even funny. All you need is a food processor and hot water, and that you can pretty much make any baby food. I'm serious. It is that easy. That is all baby food is supposed to be. But because in cans and it needs a longer shelf life, it has so many preservatives in it. So if you're a parent, I'd really suggest looking into making your own baby food. It can really pay off, and we all want our tiny people to be happy. I guess that's all for now. Sorry about the really long video and my babbling. But yeah, so that's my spiel. See ya.